welcome you all with my love and respect. I'll start with a small story. A father, after giving an inspiring sermon about charity, truly inspiring sermon about charity, end of the ceremony he sends his hat for donations. Hat moves from hand to hand, hand to hand, hand to hand, comes back empty as it was sent. He took the hat and prayed, "Oh God, my hat came back." God is not for sale. That is today's subject. He can never be sold, but he can be purchased. He can never be sold, but he can be purchased. That's a paradox. We'll analyze how he can never be sold, but how he can be purchased. Let me start with a small story from ancient Hindu mythology. There is a story. Once the fight between the creator and sustainer started. The greatest creator is Brahma and sustainer is Vishnu. The fight started between these two. Creator started claiming, "I am the great. I am the great one, because I create." Sustainer started claiming, "No, I am the greatest person because I sustain." The fight started between creator and sustainer. Of course, there is nobody who can solve the fight except Shiva. So Shiva has to appear to give the judgment. Shiva appeared in such big form, neither the head of the Shiva was seen nor the feet. He stood like a light shaft whose head and feet couldn't be seen. Shiva declared, "If any one of you find either my head or my feet, we can declare that he is the great person." So the creator, Brahma, started going up. He took the form of swan and started flying to find out the head, where it starts. And the sustainer, Vishnu, he took a form of pig and started digging the ground to find out where the feet is. Both of them started their journey. This guy is flying and he is digging. The Vishnu, sustainer, went. He traveled years after years and yugas after yugas. Yuga means you can't count. He traveled. Finally, he understood it is simply impossible to see the feet of the Shiva. So better let us surrender our ego. He understood to surrender the ego. He came back and told Shiva, "Oh Shiva, please forgive me. I understood. I am not that great to see your feet. I accept. I am defeated. Please forgive me. Let me surrender." Then Shiva says, "All right, you accepted. You can't. That itself is a great thing. Relax." He blesses him and gives him his blessing. and sends him back. But this Brahma, he was not ready to accept. He is not ready to accept. His ego never understood. He cannot see the head of the Shiva. He started flying, yugas after yugas. But he was not able to find the top of the head. Not only he was not able to find, but his ego is not ready to accept that he is not able to find. Finally he saw a flower in between. When he was flying, he saw a flower suddenly. He asked the flower, "You are coming from where?" The flower said, "Oh, I fell from Shiva's ears. I am coming down to planet Earth." Not from head, from ears. I fell from the Shiva's ears. I am coming down. Then Brahma asked, "How long you are traveling to come down?" "Oh, 4 ages of Brahma." 4 Brahma's ages. Brahma had the shock of his life. If my age is 100 years, it takes 400 years for the flower to travel from the ears of Shiva, not even from the head. He understood. He cannot go on see the Shiva's head. But somehow he wants to prove that he won the game. He is able to. So he asked the flower, "Can you give me the witness that I only brought you down?" A wrong witness. "Can you tell me, can you just do a small favor? When we go back, you just tell Shiva, I only brought you down from his ears." The flower said, "What is there after all? Just one statement. A small favor for Brahma. He may do some other favor for me." Anyway, the flower said, "All right." They both went down. Brahma said, "I saw your head. This flower is authority, which you are having in your head." As if Shiva doesn't know. This fool thought he can cheat Shiva. But Shiva immediately said, "Not only you brought the flower from the ears, and you didn't bring, it came by itself." Shiva told the truth and punished him. "You will not have temples anymore on the planet Earth. You will never be worshipped anymore. You will not have any worship. And this flower will never be worshipped for my puja. This flower will never be used anymore for my puja." He cursed that flower and he cursed Brahma, both. But one thing is true. This story is carrying a beautiful truth. A wonderful truth is expressed in this story. See, let us analyze. What is mythology? Whenever a metaphysical truth is expressed through a physical story, it becomes mythology. For example, when you experience the Sahasrara Chakra, the crown center, it feels like 1,000-petal lotus flowering. Such ecstasy happens to you. Then the person who realizes, the enlightened master, he says, "Oh, Sahasrara is like 1,000-petal lotus." The disciple, when he notes down, he says, "Oh, in the head there is 1,000-petal lotus." Master says about experience, disciple understands as a physical object. Whenever the metaphysical experiences are reduced to a physical example, it becomes mythology. It becomes mythology. So there is an experience. When you express it with example, it is understood as a mythology. Master expresses in a different way, disciple understands in different way. When a master expresses, it is metaphysical truth. When disciple understands, it is a physical example. So, when a metaphysical truth is reduced to a physical example, it becomes mythology. Otherwise, even the metaphysical stories have got their own importance. All mythological stories carry some truth in them. The problem is, the master expresses in one language, disciple understands in the other language. There starts the problem. A small story. One middle-aged lady is trying to fit herself in a new fur coat. She is standing in front of the mirror and sees how the new fur coat looks. Her child was standing near her. The kid started telling, "Mom, don't you feel how much that poor dumb animal had to suffer for you to have this coat?" Mom just turned and said, "What? How dare you talk about like this about your father?" She says about the animal. The kid is talking about the animal and mom is understanding it's a father, because the father has to pay money. She is talking about the animal which is supposed to give the fur. She understands about the animal who is supposed to give money. Anyhow, she understands. The master expresses in one way, disciple understands in the other way. There are few people who are not even understood, who missed the story. Whenever metaphysical truth is expressed and if it is understood in a physical terms, in a physical way, it becomes mythological story. So this story carries a wonderful metaphysical meaning. It has got beautiful truth behind it. Let us explore the story that will give wonderful understanding about God and how we try to get Him and how we miss Him. First thing, Vishnu, the sustainer, is the representative of wealth. The wife of Vishnu is Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, and wife of Brahma, creator, is god of knowledge, and wife of Brahma is goddess of knowledge. So the creator is represented as the embodiment of knowledge. Sustainer is represented as the embodiment of wealth. The creator starts flying. Creator is the knowledge. He starts searching the head. He starts searching through head. And the sustainer, the guy who is the representative of wealth, he starts searching through going deep into the pleasures. You cannot find God deep in the pleasures or in the height of knowledge. Neither the height of knowledge nor the depth of the pleasure can reveal God. This is the first truth. Neither pleasure nor knowledge, neither your intellect nor your money can reveal God. This is the first truth explained through this story. How much you go deep and deep and deeper into the pleasures, you cannot experience God. How much you fly in intellect, search, read this book, read that book, read, you cannot experience God. The first truth which we need to understand, from this story is neither pleasure nor intellect can show you the God. Next, going up and going down. The Creator started going up. Going up means Rajasic attitude. Rajasa means continuous activity. Going up means continuous activity. Workaholicness. Neither workaholic nor inert person. Going down means inert. Neither a workaholic nor totally inert person can find God. Neither workaholic nor inert person can find God. Next thing, an important thing. If you try to reach the ultimate, if you try to reach the ultimate bliss, if you try to touch the eternal bliss through the outwardly pleasures, through the wealth, again and again and again, if you try, at one point at least you will understand you have not achieved. You have not achieved. That is what the story says. Vishnu, who tried again and again and again through wealth, sustainer, he realized he will not be able to reach. When you travel in the path of wealth, at least you will understand at some point it's not going to show. It's not going to end. It is not going to really show the ultimate. At one point you realize the truth cannot be reached by simple ordinary wealth. Pleasure cannot lead to bliss. Pleasure is pleasure. It can never lead to bliss. The Vishnu, who is the embodiment of wealth, he realizes it and comes back and surrenders. Oh Lord, I am not able to. I am not able to. If you travel through wealth, at least at some point you will understand you are not realized. But the other path, traveling through intellect, is the dangerous path. Not only the Brahma did not understand and he wants to hide. He feels he has understood. Not only he has not understood, just he wants to show he has understood. When you travel through intellect, when you travel through empty knowledge, when you travel through just informations, try to reach the ultimate, not only you won't achieve, your ego will become so big, you will not even want to understand, want to accept the truth that you will not be able to achieve. With money, you will understand, I won't be able to achieve the ultimate bliss. With intellect, you don't even want to accept that you have not achieved. At least the Vishnu, sustainer, accepted, I have not achieved. But the Creator, the man who is representative of knowledge, not only has not achieved, he doesn't want to show, he doesn't want to prove that he has not achieved, because it is too much for his ego. So whenever you work through your intellect, your ego, not only you miss, you do not want to show, you do not want to accept, you missed it. You do not want to accept, you missed it. It is the most dangerous thing. It is the most dangerous thing. I always tell people, the people who travel through the path of pleasure, at least at some point they understand, but the people who travel through the path of intellect, they never understand that they have not experienced. Intellect gives such a deep feeling of addiction. Actually, you get addicted to intellectual reading. After some time, reading and intellectual analysis becomes an addiction. It's almost like a drug addiction. At least with the drug addiction, you know you are addicted. In the case of intellectual addiction, you will not even know you are addicted. Continuously gathering information, gathering, collecting information makes you feel great. And especially if you get few fools to listen to your words, you feel really, you become great. That's the biggest problem. According to me, the one and only problem in realizing God is intellect. Because if you travel through wealth and pleasure, naturally you will realize you will not be able to achieve. But if you travel through the intellect, there is no point in which you will become tired, because it is such a tasty thing. You feel almost addicted. You will not even know you are addicted. You will not even know you are addicted. You will be addicted without your knowledge. You are addicted. That is the path of intellect. You will be continuously accumulating informations after information. You may become a Congress library, but never an enlightened man. Surely Congress library is not enlightened. No library can become enlightened. If you make your mind, if you make your head just as a library, you can never become enlightened. We make our heads only as a library. We collect more information, and we learn how to process the information. After some time, we start giving lectures. We start delivering the information. Just collecting the information or processing the information or delivering the information cannot take you towards enlightenment. After some time, you start feeling, now it is too late to declare I am not enlightened. Now it is too late to declare I have not achieved. Now it is too late to understand I have not achieved anything, because too many things are invested in your intellectual knowledge. If you lose your wealth, people don't feel that it's something like a sin. But if you lose your head, it's something like a sin. Ego based on wealth is much simple than ego based on intellectual knowledge. Ego based on intellectual knowledge is too deep and too cunning. Ego based on intellectual knowledge is too cunning. Understand? I always tell people, the more informations you gather, more your head becomes heavy. The more it becomes heavy, more it starts aching. The more the head weight, more the head ache. So when you flood your head with informations, when you fill your head with informations, if your head becomes heavy, naturally, not only you don't find God, you wanted to prove you find God. This Brahma, creator, brought the flower as a witness, as a live witness, not eyewitness, live witness, for to prove his words. The same way, the people who travel through intellect, not only they don't realize, they bring some live witnesses. Their discourses, their intellectual expressions are the live witnesses to prove. They try to prove through their discourses as if they have realized. The flower which they bring is their discourses. You can see all over the globe, so much of talking is going about spirituality. And people come and ask me, Swamiji, In every field, there is a little bit of confusion. If it is history, geography, or science, mathematics, there is little bit, but not like a spirituality. In the field of spirituality, total confusion. Every person says different things. Why? Why so much of confusion in the field of spirituality? In other fields, so much of confusion does not exist. Why so much of confusion in the field of spirituality? When you travel through intellect, not only you don't understand, it is too much. You understand that you have not realized. People ask me, why so much of confusion in the spiritual field? In other fields, there is not so much of confusion. But only in the spiritual field, so much of confusion. Everybody declares different kind of statement. Everybody says different kind of things. Why? The reason for so much of confusion is the people who traveled in the path of intellect, who have not realized but brought the lie, witnesses, brought the flowers down from here, from here, from here, from there, to prove that they have seen the ultimate, that they have realized the ultimate. The Brahmas who have not realized, the creators who have not realized, but claim they have realized, are the creators of so many difficulties and complications in spiritual field. The people who have not realized but started preaching are the people who are the root cause for all the difficulties and problems in the spiritual line. They are the people who created all the complications and conflicts in the spiritual field. So be very clear. It is a path in which you travel. It is the depth in which you travel, whether the depth or the height. Whether you travel through the pleasure or through the money or through the intellect, both are not going to give God. God is not for sale through the both paths. Either you try to if you try to achieve the eternal bliss, the eternity or the God through the pleasure or through the intellect, you will end up only understanding that you cannot achieve. Then what is the way? One more thing. Trying to achieve, trying to realize through these two ways, in the initial level itself you can understand if you are a little bit intelligent. If you are a little bit intelligent, from the initial level, from the beginning level itself you can understand you cannot achieve. You cannot achieve. Because the more the pleasure, more your senses become dull, more it becomes sensitive, insensitive, more it becomes insensitive. The very beginning will show you clearly. It can never show the reality. It can never give you the clarity. Again in the intellect, the path of intellect, most of the things are assumptions. Most of the things are assumptions. If you are logically logical, you will never be logical. If you are logically logical, you will never be logical. If you understand the logic logically, you will understand nothing is logical on the planet Earth. Whole life is paradoxical, not logical. So, a little bit insight into the logic will make you understand nothing is logical on the planet Earth. Nothing is logical in the universe. No logic is logical. No logic is logically logical in the universe. Whether through pleasure or through intellect, God cannot be achieved. If he can be achieved, already would have made shop for him. You would have sold him in a deal sale. We would have started giving discount. We know how to do it. Buy one, get one free. We would have made everything. But the thing, he cannot be achieved. He cannot be sold. I made one more statement in the beginning. He cannot be sold, but he can be purchased. Let me explain how he can be purchased. You see, if he can't be purchased, then how to achieve him? There must be some path to achieve. When I say he can't be sold, nobody can sell him. When I say he can be purchased, you can purchase him. You can directly achieve him. Not from anybody, directly from himself. When you sell yourself, you can purchase him. When you sell yourself, you can purchase him. Not to anybody, just to him. There is a beautiful sloka in the Bhagavata. When you give what you have, the I and mine at his feet, he gives what he has, his I and mine. What is your I? Tell me. Your I is nothing but your ego, which continuously gives you suffering. Suffering, nothing but suffering. Nothing but suffering. I ask people once in a while. Actually, there was one person who questioned me, Swamiji, should I renounce to achieve God? I asked him, what worthy thing you have in your life, tell me, that you want to renounce. First tell me what worthy thing you have, then we can go for renunciation. First look little deep into your life. Do you have anything which is worthy? Look into your life. Have you had any experience, any great experience, any great moment of your life for which you want to continue your life? Can anyone of you tell me, I had some experience at the age of 20, Swamiji. I think that experience may repeat. That is the reason I wanted to live in the body. No. If you analyze your life overall, nothing but wounds and sufferings. Somewhere the gap between wounds and sufferings, we ourselves call it as pleasure. The gap between two war cannot be called as peace. It can be only called as preparation for the next war. Same way, the gap between two suffering cannot be called as pleasure. It can be only called as preparing for the next suffering. So if you see your whole life, it is nothing but wounds, nothing but suffering, nothing but pain, nothing but fear, then what worthy thing is there to renounce? It is your idea that you have something worthy that starts the whole trouble. Next you start bothering about how to renounce. Third you say, I am not able to renounce. But the root itself is wrong. The root, you have something worthy itself is wrong. I always tell people, you don't need to renounce anything. Understand the worth of the things which you have. That is more than enough. I don't tell you to renounce. There is no need to renounce because your things are not worthy renouncing. The things which you have is not even worth renouncing. If they are worth renouncing, then we can talk about whether to renounce or not. Forget about it. They are not even worth renouncing. If there is something worthy, solid, then it is worth renouncing. They are not even worth renouncing. People ask me, Swamiji, should I give up all my worldly pleasures to reach divine pleasure? I tell them, what you call as worldly pleasure, they are not even worth renouncing. Have it. The moment you start thinking they are worthy, only then you start bothering. Should I have it or should I renounce it? Just look little deep inside and understand whether they are worthy or not. That is more than enough. There is no need to even bother about renunciation. Just understand how much they are worthy. That's more than enough. Your very idea that they are worthy is not worthy. Whatever you think as pleasure, they are not even worth renouncing. All your I is nothing but a simple ego which gives you a continuous disturbance, torture, headache, insecure feeling, fear. That is what is your ego. And what is your mind? I means ego, mind means properties. What are they? Maximum you may have few bungalow, few little bit of bank balance, few cars. This I and this mind, if you can surrender these two to the existence, to the life energy, to the life force, to the universal energy, you will see the universal energy gives his I and mind to you. When you give your I and mind to the God, God gives his I and his mind. We may ask how to give. What is the way to give? Just drop the idea, you possess it. Just drop the idea, you possess it. You are having it. When I say drop the idea, you are possessing it, you are having it. I don't even say give it to somebody else. I am not telling you give it away physically, because they are not worth of renouncing. They are not even worthy of renouncing. Just drop the notion, drop the idea, you are possessing it. It is yours. Drop the idea. People ask me, Swamiji, how to renounce? I tell them, renounce what you don't have. That itself is more than enough. There are 1,001 things which you don't have, but you are having it in your mind. You are having it in your head. In reality, you don't have, but in your mind, you have. Renounce the things which you don't have. That is more than enough. Not what you have. If you just renounce the thing which you don't have, that itself is a great thing. Just renounce the notion. Renounce the idea. You have this, you have that, you have that. I have seen just the other day, one devotee came to India. He came and stayed in the ashram. And after 1 hour, he started talking. Swamiji, this place is so beautiful. I wanted to purchase few acres of land next to your ashram and start building my own house. I told him, fool. Your mind, see how your mind is postponing the joy. You can enjoy anything only when it is yours legally in the paper. Can't you enjoy it now? The sunrise and the beautiful garden and the forest and the atmosphere and the silence. Your mind says you can enjoy only if you have an house here. By the time you work and purchase an house here, the mental setup of enjoying will be lost. You will take it for granted. Are you enjoying your house? He said, no, Swamiji. That is why you came here. Now if you want to make one more house here, what are you doing? What are you doing? Again, you are creating a place where you are not going to enjoy. The idea, if you possess, only then it is yours. If it is yours, only then you will enjoy. Drop that idea. That is what I say. Drop the idea of I and mine. I have seen the people, they can enjoy only if it's theirs. They cannot enjoy the beautiful surrounding. If they go to mountain, they will start thinking about how to purchase a cottage here. Let me start the time sharing cottage. Let me try to get a time sharing cottage. They will try to make things only theirs. They will never enjoy. The man who runs to make more and more things as his will never enjoy anything as his. The more mine, less joy. The more possession, less enjoyment. The man who possesses more, he can choose between suffering. Understand? He has got the freedom to choose between suffering, but not between joy and suffering. He has got the full freedom to choose between this suffering and that suffering. He has got the choice whether he can live in his island house or in a mountaineer house. He has got the choice between the two sufferings, but not between joy and the suffering. As long as you have the idea I and mine, you will be selling your eyes to purchase drawings. You will be selling your eyes to purchase paintings. You will be selling your legs to learn dancing. You will be selling your body to get comforts. You will be selling your sleep to purchase a bed. You will be continuously only selling your life to purchase the comforts. Anyhow, when you drop this idea, I and mine, Sutra in Kathopanishad, the Upanishad says, if you do a ritual, Vajapeya, if you do a ritual, Vajapeya Yaga means in the Homa, you are supposed to give away all your properties. If you do that ritual and give away all your properties, you will reach the highest state in the heaven. One guy read this line and started doing that ritual to achieve the highest state in the heaven. See how people misunderstand the concepts. Naturally, when you try to do some, when you try to give some donation for the sake of achieving something, you make business deal. Naturally, you make a business deal. You start thinking how less I can give and how much I can get. This guy also started thinking in a business way. If the ritual says you are supposed to give food, he started giving in a cup, small cup, food for everyone. The ritual says you should give clothes, he started giving kerchiefs. If the ritual says you should give cows, he started getting the old cows, which is not useful, which is supposed to be sent for the slaughterhouse. He started donating that type of cows. The original meaning of the sutra is, if you renounce the idea of possessing few things, you will start feeling homely and comfortable with the whole universe. If you renounce the idea of possessing few things, you will start feeling comfortable and you will start feeling homely with the whole universe. A man who has renounced one home will feel homely in the whole world. The man who has renounced few so-called possessive relationships will feel related to the whole world. It's ultimate teaching. It's ultimate understanding. But this guy tried to practice in a very crude way. Naturally, he will not achieve anything. When you really renounce the I and mine with an understanding the divine showers his eye and mind on you. There is one great saint, he says towards the Lord, "O Lord, I have given my eye and mind to you. You gave your eye and mind to me. Understand who is the winner? I am only the winner. I am the intelligent guy. My eye and mind is nothing but suffering, but yours is nothing but bliss. I just gave suffering and got the bliss. I am the winner, not you. I am the best businessman." He says, "I purchased you by paying my ego. I purchased you by paying my ego." You can purchase him by paying your ego. You can have him by paying your ego. But all our relationship with God is more or less like a business. We try to make only business deals from him. God is more or less like a business thing for us. He is not an existential experience. A small story. One guy was traveling with his colleagues in a boat. Suddenly, the heavy cyclone attacked the ocean and boat started shaking this side, that side. It is too much. They are going to die. They are going to get drowned in the ocean. This guy started shouting, "Oh God, please save us. If you save us, we will stop smoking." God did not listen. Nothing happened. Next guy started shouting, "Oh God, please save us. If you save us, we will stop drinking." Nothing happened. God did not listen. Third guy shouted, "Oh God, save us. Please save us. If you save us, we will stop humanizing." Then the third guy shouts, "Hey, don't go to that extent. Wait, wait, wait. A small island is seen." All our relationship with God is only a business. When you want Him. Otherwise, you don't want Him. All our relationship with God is just a business. Of course, no business deal can work with God. No business deal can help Him, can help to get Him in your life. Only when you lose yourself. When I even don't want to use the word lose, because there is nothing to lose. There is nothing to lose but your suffering. Analyze your life and understand what is your life. Automatically you will have the courage to lose. Just understand the power, understand your ego, what it has given you and what it is worthy of. Naturally you will see, you will drop it. People come and tell me, "Swamiji, I know my ego is giving me lot of suffering. All my pain, all my suffering is due to my ego. But I am not able to drop. Why, Swamiji?" Please be very clear. It means you are not understood. Do you say, "I know my hand is burning with the fire. Swamiji, I am not able to drop the fire"? No. The moment it burns you, you drop it. Same way, if you really understand, it hurts, it disturbs, it gives you suffering, you will drop. If you are not able to drop, be very clear, you are not able to understand. Work to understand. That is more than enough. When you drop your ego, when you lose your ego, when you surrender your ego, you can purchase Him. You can possess Him. I think instead of the word you can possess Him, He will possess you. He will possess you. When you drop your ego, when you drop as you are, you will be possessed by Him. When you drop your egoistic being, you will naturally see you will be possessed by universal being. Egocentricness is eccentricness. If you are egocentric, you are eccentric. When you drop, you will naturally fall into the center, which is the center of the whole universe. Understand, you cannot purchase Him. God cannot be sold. When you drop your being, He will possess your being. God cannot be sold, but can be achieved. You can achieve Him by giving your whole being, by surrendering your whole being. And one more thing, even if you achieve Him by surrendering your whole being, it is not a sales deal, it is a pure gift from Him. For example, you purchase a lottery paying $1 and achieve $100 million. Can you say the $100 million has been achieved by you? No. It's a pure gift. So even if you give your whole ego and achieve the divine experience or the God consciousness, you cannot call it is a deal. It is only a gift. It's a pure gift from Him. So let you surrender your being and experience the eternal bliss, God consciousness, divine Nityananda.